It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Nike.
Welcome to Game 1 of the NBA season, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Legit Smith.
Man, it's been a long summer.
I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. We have been waiting for this day for a long time. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Wizards in Washington. Looking at the Wizards, they have waited a long time for the regular season to tip off, so you know they'll be fired up to hit the court. Not to mention how much it would mean to get that first win out of the way right away. There is nothing like starting the season with a big victory. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate.
I never want to waste your time. My life, so precious. It's yours, it's mine. Hey, look at the time. My God, so precious. It's yours, it's mine.
This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. It's the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Washington Wizards. And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer David Aldridge. DA?
Good evening, Kevin. Sixers head coach Brett Brown has gone through the lean years in Philly, but his coaching philosophy stayed constant during that time. He said, who's playing hard? There's a certain type that we're trying to grow in a city like Philadelphia. We've got to find people who can gain respect by competing. Kevin?
Thanks, DA. And Philly loves guys that work hard, a great attitude to build your team around for sure. And both these teams very aggressive. Looking at early offense, transition defense, I think would be critical. What do you think?
Up-tempo basketball, Kevin. Up-tempo basketball. Right now, the pace. How do you control the pace? You got to control the boards. You got to be aggressive on the defensive end because this game can get out of hand if you don't get back on D.
And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the 76ers, Redick and Simmons are the 2 and the 3. Saric is out there with Embiid, and it's Fultz in at the point. Embiid, no good.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
Now Wall. Outside Beal. No good that time. Good D by Embiid. And it's Simmons penetrating. Makes it off the glass.
I just love the heart of Simmons. Doesn't matter what the D throws his way. He's going to nail the shot.
There's a screen by Gortat. Outside Beal. 11 feet away. It's good.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Now here's Fultz, covered by Wall. Saric against Morris. And Saric kicks to Fultz. 6 on the shot clock. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And Fultz isn't bashful inside. He feels at ease shooting in the paint.
Outside, Wall. And Wall with the slam.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
Oh, yeah, and as a big man, you need such an aggressive move. That's the tone that you want to set, the attitude that you're trying to play with. Your teammates will follow.
And so here is Philadelphia. After the basket by Washington, Porter with the steal. And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way. Poked away. Embiid with the steal. And Saric kicks to Simmons. Dishes it to Fultz. Passes to Embiid. There's the screen. Redick against Wall. The shot by Redick, no good. For Washington, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And you look back to last season, the Wizards started slow, but something clicked for them halfway through the year, Chris, and they were able to turn things around.
But just with all the talk about how the Wizards should rebuild, it seems like they pulled it together. They took some time to get things right with the new coach, and the lead stripe on the team disappeared once they started winning.
Here's Simmons following the basket by John Wall. Outside, Redick. Back to Embiid. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And checking out some numbers for Wall. He's coming off an excellent season. 2nd in assists, 2nd in steals, and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And back to him finishing runner-up in assists. His court vision, his ability to control the pace of a game makes him especially impossible to defend. Beal against Redick, and Beal kicks to Morris. Saric grabs the board.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
The pass to Fultz. Saric dishes to Fultz. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Outside, Beal. Porter in the corner. All with it. In the corner, it's Morris. Beal, that's for 2. Knocks down the step-back J.
It doesn't get any better than watching Beal shoot it. I mean, he has impeccable form on a jump shot.
Embiid the screen. Fultz kicks to Embiid. They set the pick. Beal against Redick. Morris with the block.
Look at Morris use his reach to turn away a shot. He's excellent at cornering shooters and stealing their shots back.
And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Mahinmi's checked in for Gortat. Kelly Oubre comes in for Otto Porter Jr. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Beal. And it's Frazier in for John Wall. Well, J.J. Redick had quite the interesting free agency period. Greg, ultimately he signs with the 76ers on a huge 1-year, $23 million deal.
Yeah, and this is the team that wanted him. Great fit with his shooting, something that they obviously needed. And Redick had a lot of suitors, but he saw something developing with this young Philly core.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Stauskas kicks to Covington. There's the pick. Pass to McConnell. Shoots over Frazier. And too long on the shot. Wizards leading by 6. Here's Oubre. He dishes it to Morris. 15 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Oubre. Out left to the wing. Here's Frazier. Offensive rebound. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
The Wizards shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
One shot.
McConnell. That one, no good. And so it's Washington in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Right back after this break. And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like me, some people don't like me. But I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went to school there, I got to play there, and I graduated from Duke.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first-hand view of Duke a couple times.
And listen, I have the utmost respect for J.J. and Coach K and what they've done there. And listen, you could be known for a lot worse things in your life and haven't gone to a lot worse places. But I think for him, it's not about where he's been, Kevin. I think it's about where he's going, what's going to be the next chapter in his career.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, Richaun Holmes out there with Johnson. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's T.J. McConnell, and it's Stauskas in at the 2 spot. Just 5 on the clock. 18 feet out. A nice shot by Frazier. Frazier's got the lead up to 9 now for the Wizards.
That's not a possession they'll want to repeat. Despite the points, they got to get a better shot than that.
And really few teams in NBA history have undertaken the sort of extreme makeover the Sixers did over the last 4 years. And a lot of losing along the way, but the fans have been surprisingly supportive of the rebuilding process.
Wizards leading by 9. Out to the wing. Oubre passes to Frazier. Mahinmi a screen. Now here's Frazier. He's guarded closely. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And before the rebuild, the Sixers for a long time were stuck in mediocrity. Treading water, Greg, as they might say.
Yeah, and it's hard to make that leap without top draft picks. And the Sixers plumbed the depths, if you will. Now, though, I think they found their treasure trove.
Now here's Frazier. Smith kicks to Oubre. Wizards passing it around. Mahinmi's shot is good. Mahinmi's got 5 now. And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. This, of course, their first look at this year's Washington squad. And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. It's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have a record for going from worst to that best improvement, and I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step 1 is the figuring out that shot. Step 2 is how many repetitions. Step 3 is can you get that in game time atmosphere. You really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was just so much work and intensity on it because you have to build up so much trust because the reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that, but, that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done was get better at shooting free throws because the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Philadelphia shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
And that one falls from Šarić.
Well, the clear strength of this Wizard team is their backcourt. Wall and Beal, one of the best backcourts in the league. They are a driving force for this team.
Šarić nails them both. And Wall and Beal certainly the focus of this Wizards offense. They've said they feel they are the best backcourt in the NBA. Some others might have that claim in reality, though.
Well, they're supposed to feel that way, but I think the Splash Brothers might have something to say about that. You like the confidence they have, though. Better than Wall and Beal not believing in themselves.
It's Beal on the wing. There's the feed to Gortat. Shot clock at 5. Shot off the screen. The shot comes out. Some solid defense from Šarić. Here's Luwawu. He's covered by Beal. Embiid the pass to Luwawu. And here's Fultz. Washington with the rebound.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
Now, here's Porter. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Screen by Smith. The drive by Beal.
And you could argue Bradley Beal was one of the bigger all-star snubs from last season. It's great to see what he can do when finally healthy, and has always been a dangerous scorer when he's at 100%.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
Now, when Beal is healthy, he's a force on the court. He's a fantastic shooter with a lightning-quick release.
The Wizards making a switch here. Morris is checked in, and Philadelphia also making a switch. J.J. Redick's checked in for Luwawu. Good on the second free throw. Here's Fultz. Screen by Šarić. Fultz dishes to Šarić. It's Redick on the wing. He's covered by Beal. Clock at 6. Here's Embiid. That's short off the rim.
The D a little slow to get in his face. They're fortunate it didn't cost him.
And it's Wall in the corner. And there's 1:45 left in the second quarter. And it's Beal in the corner. Morris a screen. The drive by Beal. Šarić grabs the board.
He loses concentration at the moment of truth and blows the layup.
Now here's Fultz, covered by Wall. Fultz kicks to Šarić. Now here's Fultz. He's guarded closely. And no good. Now Washington takes it the other way. Here's Beal. Beal with another miss. The 76ers trail by 10. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions Right now, they need the basket.
For Washington, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Outside, Wall feeds to Morris. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
Okay, look, if you're going to foul Morris, you got to foul him hard. When you don't, he uses his muscle to finish over. They used to say Markieff Morris was once a locker room distraction, but he's found a home here. He seems more at peace with the situation. He's putting up solid numbers at the forward spot.
Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Korkmaz comes in for Anderson.
One shot.
We talked to Markieff Morris about those times in Phoenix. He and Coach Hornacek still talk as they went their separate ways. Seems it was just a bad situation for everyone.
Oh, yeah, when you're on a sinking ship, everyone will lash out. I'm glad Morris has put that behind him and able just to concentrate on playing basketball.
And he gets the bucket. Simmons got his second bucket of the night.
And Simmons is totally comfortable near the rim, using his body well to get the shot he wants.
We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Outside, Wall. 5 on the clock. Over Fultz.
And how active has Fultz been on D? I mean, not giving his man an inch. Effective at crowding shooters.
And so it's the Washington Wizards holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Brett Brown. Now, Coach, it seemed like you guys came out a little flat. How do you get some energy for the second half?
You just got to go with the people that have energy. I feel like we are not the aggressors. We have to do whatever we're going to do through our defense, and so far it's been poor.
Brett, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. And boy, a pumped-up home crowd is behind us right now. Washington had no problems getting going. An exceptional game plan helped them open with a 12-4 run. And it was a 9-point lead for them as they finished the first quarter. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. And taking a look at the Wizards, Shaq, what'd you think?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. As a matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
Well, obviously, they were outshot. I thought they mailed it in too many times in terms of their effort. People weren't moving, they weren't screening, and they definitely weren't hustling. They need to hit the ground running to be competitive in the second half, or they could get blown out.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Wizards leading by 11. And for the Sixers, a lot of missed rookie seasons over the years. First Nerlens Noel, then Joel Embiid, now Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but in many cases, I think they drafted them knowing they might be out of commission for a while. Still, I think the Philly fans probably hope not to hear the phrase foot fracture for a long time. Hopefully,
they can keep everybody healthy and get this thing moving forward.
A great scoring pair of wings. Beal the 2, Porter the 3. Morris and Gortat together down low. And it's Wall in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Now here's Wall. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Morris inside. Charge is there, and he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for the Wizards.
And their guards have been the difference makers. This lead wouldn't be nearly as big as it is if it wasn't for that backcourt. Those guys have been running wild.
The 76ers trail by 11. To the inside, outside for Redick. Fultz the pass to Saric. Embiid the screen. In the corner, Simmons with it. Over Porter, lock at 6. No good from Simmons. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Second, John Wall.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Looking at Washington, they took the win in their last game out against the Knicks. Redick against Wall. Embiid with a screen on Beal. Fultz, no good. Wizards leading by 11. Inside, Wall, and he banks in the layup. Wall's got the first field goal of the second half for the Wizards.
Wall is skilled at scoring down low. He's using his size and speed to create for himself on the block.
And Philadelphia calls time here. When Otto Porter came into the NBA, he really didn't have a shot to force opponents out on. Now, Chris, he's worked on it. He's transformed himself into one of the better shooting forwards out there.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if teams didn't get the memo or what before a while. They were still giving Porter those shots, and he was knocking them down. His field goal percentage from the floor and behind the arc have both taken huge leaps forward over the past few years.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately is really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke, right? I mean, there's been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
McConnell, he's checked in for the 76ers.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Joel Embiid. Coming off a terrific season. Around 20 points per game last season. 8 rebounds and almost 2.5 blocks. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
Yeah, impossible to check right now. When he's on a roll like this, not much you can do to stop him.
Now, here's McConnell. And a wide open look for Simmons. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. And that's now 6 points for Ben Simmons. Outside, Wall. Outside, Porter. Dish now to Morris. Baseline jumper. That one's not going to go. Some solid defense from Saric. Lobbed up there for Embiid. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And guys, really admire how Simmons finds the open man consistently. The vision, the unselfishness. That's what you want to see out of him.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Here's Wall after the made shot from Joel Embiid.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
Well, we talk about young players improving their game a lot, but Chris, which veterans in the league have impressed you with their ability to change and adapt their game as they get older.
For Paul Millsap, I think he's been under the radar and underrated for the last 2, 3, 4 years. He's been the best post player offensively on the post, in my opinion. And I think his game is overlooked, and he's a veteran that continually gets better. And then other guys that add different parts to their game, like a Marcus Gasol, being able to step out and hit threes. He's a former defensive player of the year, being able to expand his game on the offensive end. You have to love guys that have the mentality that they can always improve like these two.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Smith checked in for Gortat. Kelly Oubre comes in for Porter. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Beal. And it's Frazier in for John Wall. Luwawu, the pass to Saric, and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
And for the Sixers, trust the process was the motto. And the process now finally bearing fruit. You see the young talent. Now it's about figuring out how all these pieces fit together.
Two shots.
And that one falls from Saric. You were talking about the fit for these young Sixers. A bit of a logjam in recent seasons in their front court.
Yeah, I mean, they were in talent acquisition mode, just going for the best player available. And now as they see things taking shape, it's time to try and balance the roster.
Saric nails them both. Wizards leading by 7. Frazier kicks to Smith. The Wizards working the ball around now. Frazier dishes to Meeks. Frazier outside. Smith with a screen on Simmons. Here's Frazier. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. While we have the time, let's take a look at last season's best transition teams. The Wizards 5th.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
The Wizards have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. And he makes the first. Well, a lot of history here with the Wizards and Washington. A lot of great players have worn the jersey, yourself included, Chris. Do you have a favorite Wizard or Bullet player you like to watch?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did. Juwan Howard. I love watching him go to work in that great All-Star season that he had. Wes Unseld, he's had a huge influence on so many bigs. Elvin Hayes, I mean, his name is all over the franchise record book. So many players. John Wall now.
Here's Korkmaz. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Outside, Simmons. It's stolen by Mahinmi. 1:46 left to play here in the third. Frazier the pass to Smith. Meeks on the wing. Smith outside. Smith with a screen on Simmons. Here's Frazier. Here's Mahinmi. The kick out to Frazier. Smith dishes to Frazier. Oubre passes to Mahinmi. Out to Smith. He feeds it to Meeks. Passes it to Mahinmi. Tries again. Some solid defense from Johnson.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
And Simmons kicks to Covington. Johnson the screen. Korkmaz passes to Johnson. Here's Luwawu, covered by Smith. And Luwawu gets it to go.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Well, he created a little separation from that mid-range. Just a good shot for him in that situation.
Now here's Frazier. He's got 6. He kicks it to Smith. Meeks on the wing. Dishes it to Mahinmi. Over Johnson. And it comes off the front of the rim for the Washington Wizards. They won their last contest, that game against the Knicks in New York. The pass to Luwawu. There's the pick. Korkmaz passes to Luwawu. From deep. It's off. And so it's Washington heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Back to the action after this word. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. The 76ers trail by 7. Taking a look at the 76ers. Covington and Simmons, the duo at forward. Korkmaz is out there with Fultz, and it's Holmes in at the 5. Now here's Simmons. Shot off the screen. Rebound by Smith. Well, the Wizards shooting at a decent 44% clip here. And Beal kicks to Oubre. Mahinmi a screen. Here's Beal. Simmons pulls it in.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
Covington with it. Now defended by Oubre. Pass to Korkmaz. Here's Holmes. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Simmons against Beal. Beal with another miss.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
No good from Simmons. Wizards leading by 7. Looking to end his cold spell. Beal with another miss. The 76ers have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Over in the corner, Fultz. Back to Covington. Kicks it to Simmons. 6 to shoot. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Now here's Wall. Oubre dishes the Wall. Here's Mahinmi, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
And Chris, every city is so unique. You spent a fair amount of your career with Washington. What was it like playing in the nation's capital?
Oh, wow. I love Washington. D.C. is just a wonderful place to be. I don't know of any fans on the East Coast that, in my opinion, are more loyal, that are louder, that know the game better. I mean, they have one of the largest fan bases in the nation. It's strange to see politicians catch a game courtside and cheer you on.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, this is the dilemma as a coach. You wonder, do I need to call a timeout here? Do I need to settle these guys down? Should I let them play through it?
Tots checked in for Ian Mahinmi. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He was not happy with their shot selection, and he let them know about it. He said, we're taking low percentage shots, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, and work for those shots in the flow of the offense. Stay with the plan. We'll see if they can get it going.
Now, here's Porter after the miss from Joel Embiid. Porter passes to Wall. Back to Porter. Outside, Beal. Gortat with a screen on Redick. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Beal. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on J.J. Redick.
You watch Bradley Beal play, and it seems like he's been in the league for a long time. And then you see his age, and you're surprised on how young he still is. Younger than most of the top shooting guards in the league.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Beal being so young still, you know, we saw the jump in his production last year, Chris, but he still is on the verge of entering his prime.
Yeah, you think about this. Guards usually hit their prime between 26 and 29 or so. Beal still has some time before he gets to the top of his game. You wonder just what he'll be capable of when that time comes.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Embiid the screen. Fultz kicks to Redick. Embiid sets the pick for Redick. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And J.J. Redick with the prototype when it comes to his release point on that jump shot. So quick off the catch. Always has his feet set and squared and ready to deliver that dagger.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. Hey, Greg, with Redick, that great shooting form he has is one of the reasons his game has aged so well.
And a lot of people wondered if Redick would be able to last in the NBA when he was drafted. Might have one of the longest careers of that draft class. Just keeps producing at any age.
And both free throws good for Redick.
Well, he's not making any mistakes up there today. Another solid trip to the line for him.
And Wall kicks to Morris. Nice ball movement by Washington. It's stolen by Fultz. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. The 76ers trail by 10. Saric outside. He dishes it to Redick. Here's Embiid. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Oh, just a solid screen to free him up. Makes the layup possible.
One shot, gentlemen.
On the free throw, no good. Washington leading now by 8. Outside, Wall. The kick out to Porter. Morris a screen, lets it go from the wing. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The 76ers trail by 8. At the elbow, it's Šarić. Here's Fultz, and that one drops for him.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
And Wall kicks to Beal. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Redick. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Now Fultz. And Šarić kicks to Redick. To the paint. Embiid inside. Gortat covering. Just 3 to shoot. The shot by Redick, no good.
Well, it's clear they want to try to come back and win this game, but that's not going to happen if he's taking shots like that.
And Wall kicks to Porter. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter. Covington with the steal.
And at a certain point, there's just nothing more you can do.
Yeah, it's tough. Putting in that effort, but then walking away without that W.
Now here's Šarić. Second shot opportunity. It's not going to go for him. Gortat with the defensive effort. Outside, Wall. Morris a screen. And Wall kicks to Morris. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Beal. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Here's Philadelphia. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. And Šarić kicks to Fultz. Pass to Covington. Over in the corner, Fultz. The 76ers again can't hit it.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding.
No, I mean, there had to be a better option that time down the court. That's just a missed opportunity.
Ben Simmons. And an intentional foul right there.
At the line for your Wizards, John Wall. At the line for 2.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
I love the attitude of this young man, John Wall. He plays with a real passion, and for his teammates, it's infectious. He makes them better, too.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And the 76ers call time here. They're trailing by 7. 7 seconds left in the game. What do you think, guys?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole. It's hard to climb out of.
They can only blame themselves. A few missed opportunities, some miscues that they'd like to have back. It all adds up.
We've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Ian Mahinmi.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of them.
He doesn't always get the minutes he's gotten tonight, but there's no way they were going to sit him down once he got going. And the crowd has been loving it. A memorable night for him coming off the bench. And so it's the Wizards with the W. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you very much. Marcin, a strong game defensively. How important is that communication between the front court and the back court?
Well, obviously we're going to be a better team if we're going to continue to talk like that defensively. We inform each other about screens and cuts, and it was a lot of different schemes we're supposed to do today. That's why all 5 guys were talking, and that was crucial for them.
Well, it showed up on the floor, March. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.